I normally don't speak in my videos, but I guess this is probably an introduction for anyone who's never filleted a flathead before. I've done a few, so I'm getting a bit better these days. First thing I do is before I start filleting, I'll rinse this fish under the tap in cold water and I'll massage the stomach out this way to push out any sort of, I guess, shit that's in the gut cavity, just to try and reduce the spread of that in the filleting process. You don't need to do that, but that's just what I do. So the first thing I'll do, get the knife, make sure it's sharp, run it up from the bum hole, straight up. Try not to puncture any of the organs internally. You could use the scissors, but in this case, today I'm using a knife. Run it all the way up, about there, and occasionally you get scales on the knife, so give it a wipe. Just make sure it's cut all the way through, not just the surface layer. Alright. The next thing I do is I feel for this bone here, and I want to basically cut as close as to the inside of that layer of skin. So this is near the collar, so I'll start around here and then cut this way towards the pectoral fin. See if you have a look. Get as much of that flesh as possible. Bear in mind, I'm not a professional filleter. A pro could probably do this in 30 seconds or less. So I'm trying to cut as much flesh as possible so nothing is wasted. Cut around the collar, up towards the spine. That way. Try not to cut any organs if possible. And there's that bone there. And what we want to do is cut that. Open this up. Cut towards the spine. There we go. And just separate it from the front. Yep, that's separated. Now that the gut's open, I just try and push the guts aside like this. So when I lay down like this and I cut through it, I'm not going to cut any of the guts and spill it in here. Using the tip of the knife, twist it over, lay it aside. Just run your knife down like that. Angle it slightly down. And cut it all the way through. Then you should have a nice fillet, which is almost ready. And see the scales that's left behind, give that a wipe. Right, flip it over and see how the guts is hanging down, so you can avoid cutting that. If you're getting a lot of resistance to push the knife through, just lift it, tilt it, the angle up a bit. You'll be running into the spine. There we go. Second fillet is ready. And yeah, so this will go into the garden for compost. I'll show you with the collar, there's not much meat that's left behind with the way I cut it. So there you go. Now what I prefer to do when trying to skin this flathead is try and lay the flesh as flat as possible. You can see how round it is, and generally when you skin you do tend to leave a fair bit of skin, especially around this curved section. So what I do is I feel for the spines here and basically run my knife from here all the way down this way. So cut on this side of the bone. Not all the way through. You just want to basically relax the flesh so it's as flat as possible. So when you go to skin it, it comes off in one piece. Well, that's what you have anyway. So just gently cut this through, not all the way through. Yeah, so that's where the bones are. And if you notice, the bones curve down that way. Alright, that's as flat as possible. Lay it close to the edge of the board, grab yourself one of these, or you can stick a pair of scissors and hold it down. There you go. Got most of the skin off. That's fine there. Now to finish it off, and then feel for the bones and cut on this side. Run your hand along the spine and feel for any bones. Looks like I missed a bit here. Right, that's good. Now for this bottom section, I don't see it discussed a lot anywhere, but there's sometimes 2 to 3 bones that are always here. And you just need to run your hands along here and feel for it. Alright, so I can only feel 2, but usually there's 3. Sometimes the third one gets removed in the filleting process. Alright, just gently cut our way through. Actually, I'll cut this top one first. So cutting this is just by feel, really. There we go. All right, let's get to the other one. That's it. Just feel for bones. Oops, I felt something. There we go. Something else left behind. Yep. Run your hands along the flesh, up and down, no bones. That's good. Right. And basically repeat on the other loin. Feel for where the spine is. So we're not cutting all the way through, just scoring it. So the flesh can lay nice and flat, and it'll make skinning a little bit easier. Right, that's pretty flat. Lay it on the edge of the board. Angle your knife slightly down. That's it. I always try and cut gently, especially where the bone's the thinnest, because I don't want to cut through the bone accidentally and leave behind. Right. Let's get rid of these bones. Remember to feel for it. So it should stop about there. Run your hands along the loin, up and down, no bones, that's good. Alright. Yeah, it looks like this one only has two, but usually there's three. You can hear it too. Right, cut the top one first. Remember, it's cut by feel, so just do slowly and gently. Where's the other bone? Alright, that's done.